person, as grave as they might be, just because you feel that it's no big deal either way, that they're only going to live another 8 hours, they might feel differently. And you're saying, well, you won't care because you won't be around. But then, why do people care about their loved ones when they won't be around? Why do people get a will ready?
Because my point is that they know that those people will continue to live for an indeterminate amount of time.
So you do care about the other person's
feelings? Of course I do.
Oh,
no, of course I do. But my point is, knowing that everyone is going to be wiped off the face of the earth the following day, all of those repercussions are no longer quite the same.
I'd find it hard to divorce myself from my morality that's ingrained just because it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly, to me, it seems that we're approaching just the end of all things, and so I'm saying that there's something about the fact that we're all going to end that somehow seems very liberating.
What would you do?
I've always wanted to kick a duck up the arse.
Obviously the future is relative. Us talking now, the future is one thing, the past is another. But to someone in the past, we are in the future. So, Karl, if you could go back into any era, okay, you are what you are now, you are you as you sit there now, your age, with all your memories and all your input and all your advantages on ages gone by, and all your advantages over people gone by, where would you go? What would you do? Don't worry about ramifications, like if you squash a butterfly, you come back here and we're all speaking a different language and...
Yeah, but I don't believe all that.
Of course you should.
They should have picked something better than a butterfly. The thing about if you kill a butterfly, there's a volcano somewhere.
Right.
There.
Okay, what did that noise mean?
It's just passing the buck, isn't it? It's kind of like blaming a butterfly. Like, they only live about a day, so you blame it and it's dead anyway and there's no evidence left. It's a stupid argument.
Is that the theory? Is that that you're blaming a butterfly for a volcano? I'm not sure that's it, is it?
Yeah, it wafts its wings.
When it wafts, right? When a butterfly wafts, if you stop the waffery, then the whole world has changed because there was no waft on a certain day. Okay? But that means that everything's part of the causal web. It's a model for determinism. So things do, yeah, of course things have an effect on everything else.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a bad example. The butterfly doing its wings.
Well, no.
Something...
That butterfly might have flown in through a car window and frightened someone, and they crashed.
Use a wasp.
Why is that preferable?
Because you don't panic. I've been in a car when there's a wasp knocking about. It's terrifying. I can see how that could cause a disaster. Not a butterfly, you just go open the other window.
I love that you won him over to that theory now, just by substituting a butterfly and a wasp. You think back to perhaps when you were a teenager or even before when you were growing up. You had visions, I suppose, of your own personal future and how that would play out, how you could change the way you lived your life in order to affect the future. I mean, I'm very lucky in some regards in that one of my ambitions was always to be involved with comedy. Yeah. And I was very excited about that, and I was lucky that I've managed to achieve that. A lot of people don't even know what they want from their future.
Well, the other thing is that when you dream of where you'll be in 20 years' time, you don't change the future. You don't change the buildings, and you just think of yourself sort of richer, having a happier life. Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
and also, I was always slightly more handsome in the future. Like I kept imagining I would grow a little more handsome. People kept saying, my grandmother kept telling me, you'll fill out. When you fill out a bit. She was obsessed with me filling out. This is why she would feed me endlessly. The idea that somehow if I was less gangly.
Yeah, it worked with me though.
Yeah, you really
I filled out, yeah. It's funny because I still forget what I look like now in the present. Yeah. In my head, I still look like I used to look. Then I catch a little glimpse of myself in the shop window and go, who's that foul? Oh. No. You know what I mean? I'm so much better.
But you did have you've journeyed a long way. I mean, you, good-looking lad, and you are, I mean, it's preposterous. I mean, everyone I work with or meet who's seen a picture of you as a teenager doesn't understand it. I mean, I pretty much look the same, you know what I mean? I haven't changed much. I'm still a constant disappointment to myself in a way, you know. When I put on a tuxedo, that's the best I'm ever going to look, and I don't look like James Bond.
Yeah.
Whereas you at least had a moment where you looked around. I mean, honestly, it's Jane I feel sorry for. Because I mean, she did not sign up for this.
Well, we've all changed.
I've seen pictures of her in the past. She ain't changed much.
No, I don't mean that.
Whereas
I mean, we've all changed. We all changed. Karl used to have hair.
Yeah, but you by your own admission, I had it for long. You didn't have it hair for long, did you?
No, it wasn't. I didn't want to hang around my hair. It was never, I told you, it didn't feel needed, so it went. I never did anything with it. It was hair of a Chinaman, wasn't it? Even the hairdresser said. He said, you can do nothing with this. So what do you mean? He said, it's just too, it looks all linsey.
Linsey! Sorry, was that's a...
Limp or flimsy, I reckon.
Well, no, that Limsey is a Chinaman that gave his name to the limp hair of the Chinese.
So you think your hair bailed on you because it was not getting treated well enough?
I think that's true. I think that's how it works. But yeah, I know what you mean. I sort of think about if I've changed and that, but I don't think I have that much. I still have the same sort of thoughts. I like olives now, which I didn't like probably 3 years ago.
Right.
But you can, if you eat 4 in a row, you get a taste for them. And I thought, go on, then I'll have 5. And I thought, yeah, they're all right, these. So that's different. But other than that, I mean, these.
So what were your dreams and ambitions when you were young?
Didn't have any.
Right.
It was kind of.
5 years old. What do you want to be? What were the thoughts of the future?
I didn't worry. At 5 years old, you're not worrying about work and that.
10. What's your hopes and fears all these years? I met in thee tonight.
I wasn't worrying about work till about 13, 14. Just thinking, right, you know, people who I knew had left school, they weren't getting work. I was thinking, I don't want to be like that. That's when I did boxing. You know, I could have gone down that route. Got into boxing, didn't I?
How many fights do you have?
Don't know, about 3 or 4.
How long is it? Just when does brain damage kick in?
I guess it can. I guess it can happen almost instantly. I mean, that must have been part of it.
Did you really get a bad beating on one of those fights?
Yeah, Leroy gave us a right good clackering.
Clackering. Yeah, the thing is, your jab was a bit limsy, but Leroy's was clackering.
Then there was the dancing.
I don't remember this. What breakdancing?
Well, I did that. I did a bit of body popping.
Yeah. But did you ever really think that you might do this in the future?
You never know, do you?
But did you, at the time, do you remember thinking, I wouldn't mind doing this?
I must have thought that for me to go. Well, let's try and join, you know, Twiggy's dance club and all that. And my mum and dad always sort of, you know, if you want to give it a go, give it a go. With the boxing, you know, my dad was saying, right, I'll get you the proper shoes and that, and my mum was like, don't bother getting in them yet. Let's see if he sticks at it for like 4 months, because they were about 30 quid.
Let him carry on in my furry slippers.
Then with the dancing, it was the same thing. I said, I need some leg warmers and that. And
these tights are just as good. Come on.
No,
Pop on your nan's tights.
My dad gave me like he cut like the sleeves off a shirt.
Amazing.
And that were your leg warmers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But it's funny, when you're a kid, it don't bother you.
But surely cut them off a jumper.
No, I don't know why. I know I looked down because I had cuffs on leg warmers.
That's amazing!
But when you're a kid, you roll them up.
It must have looked like Lancelot and Bowen doing a handstand.
But then, you know, that didn't last long, and then my dad, you know, I was getting older now, and he's like...
Dad needed his shirt back for a wedding.
Yeah, as long as he didn't take his jacket off, it was fine.
Dad, I'm losing my hat, I need a hat. Dad doesn't need a bloody hat. Put my pants on, Fed.
But then you've got to make sure you try and get a job, and school was sort of saying...
So 15 now.
Hang on, why did you stop going down Twiggy's?
Well, it was shut, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Oh, it closed down?
It closed down. It had a load of toilet rolls in there. It had been turned into like a storage unit. I've never really had like a dream. I've just bumbled along. Because, like I've said, it's that thing of
Clackers,
sort of...
Limsey. It's like, call my fucking bluff.
There's no point sort of wishing for too much, because if you don't get it, you'll be fed up. So it's better just to sort of go, well, let's see what's around the corner. This is what I've said to you about a sat-nav system.
Right.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah, sure, after sat-nav, type in where you want to go, and it'll take you straight there. But what I say is, use the back streets. have a look around, turn off, don't go straight ahead, turn right, the little dead ends.
Yeah,
have a look.
well, you might get mugged.
Have a look.
Don't go down the dead ends.
Why not?
You've got to reverse back
There's
out.
nothing there. Dead end.
No, but have a look.
Well, there's nothing there. It's dead end.
What's the road doing there then?
Well, it's a dead end. There's
Yeah, but there must be something down there.
There's nothing. It's dead. It's just ends.
Just a wall.
Right, so it's not a problem. Reverse.
Well, don't go down in the first place if you know it's a dead end. Don't tell people to go down the dead end. They've got to reverse out. Difficult.
Well, I'd say just have a look. You see, that's the difference between me and you. I'd have a look down the dead
It's
end.
dead end. No, don't worry. It's
What's
dead
down
end.
there?
There's nothing, mate. Dead end.
Rubbish? Just
Yeah,
no
no,
rubbish?
nothing. Dead
Nothing
end.
at all?
Yeah, no point going there. Dead end.
Right, so I'll go, well, I'll just have a look for myself because I don't believe you.
Okay. Well, go on then.
Right, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this I've found.
What have you found?
Box of money that you didn't know about. All I'm saying is it could be
He has
anything.
still got the brain of a 10-year-old, hasn't he?
money.
He's still got the brain of a 10-year-old.
I'm just, set your stall out.
Right. So where's the store? Where are you setting the store? Not there.
Because there's no through traffic.
Thoroughfare. Yeah, you want to be on
This
a
is
sort of
crazy.
public highway. Where are you setting the stall out? What are you selling? What are you selling?
Well, this is what I'm saying to you.
What are you selling
I'm
first?
selling a mixture of stuff.
What? Like what?
All sorts.
What have you bought it with? A bag of money you found in the dead end?
Leg warmers.
So you got new leg warmers with do you want cufflinks for them? What? Do you want cufflinks for them leg warmers? Well, no, why would I do that? Well, you got to fucking look smart, ain't you? You can't.
So you're selling, what are you selling?
So you set your stall out.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
isn't it dangerous to sell all the same product in that shop?
Right.
Okay,
I
where's
don't know what you're talking
where's the
about.
analogy going? This is
Yeah.
a metaphor. This is a metaphor.
Yeah.
Or simile. This is-
What are you selling? What are you selling first? Bang. 2, 3, 4.
No, but
Quick,
this is
it's
what
the
I'm saying
apprentice.
to you. This is what I'm saying
Go
to
on.
you, though. I
Right.
just said to you,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what you wanted to do. You haven't told me. But
Right.
I'm
Do you want me
saying,
to tell you what I wanted to do when I wanted to be... Well, at 5 years old, I wanted to own a sweet shop until my mum said, you know, you've got to buy the sweets first. Right. From 10, I wanted to be like a scientist. 15, a vet kicked in.
But at some point you jettisoned all of that to try and pursue a pop career.
20, I wanted to be a pop star. 25, I thought I'd better get a job.
well,
At 30, I did.
me saying turn off the main road and do a right
Yes.
is saying just have a look around in the same way that if you go into a
It's a
shop,
metaphor, wasn't it?
yeah,
Right.
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the same way that if you go into a shop, you're thinking I'm getting a quarter of bonbons.
Right, bombs. Bombs.
But by the time you get to the counter,
You're clackered.
and you get some licorice all sorts instead because you thought, actually, I forgot about them.
Sorry, no, this isn't a metaphor, is it? This is a real shop now, isn't it?
I just mean you're gonna be let down. You're gonna be very, very disappointed with life if you know
What?
be
What?
disappointed.
If what? If what? If what? If what?
the thing you're aiming for
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
But what if it does happen? I'd like to take issue with this because there's a lot of young people who listen to our podcasts, and if they listen to this tripe that if you try for something in life it won't happen, so don't bother, I think it's a bloody disgrace. Imagine if Leona Lewis had thought that when she went on the bloody X Factor, she wouldn't have got punched by that bloke in that. Alright, that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean? She would not be living her dreams.
Yeah, but we don't know what Leona wanted to do. She might
She
have
wanted
a
to be a
backup
singer,
plan.
that's why she's done it.
She might have had a backup plan.
Yeah, but she fulfilled the main ambition, which was to sing. That's why she went on the show. She didn't go there because she thought I might want to work down a branch of Waterstones.
Do you think she went in there and said, quarter bomb? She went, oh, this is X Factor. But she went, oh, go on then.
Well, I was saying.
But what about the girl who looked like a fat baby? She went on there with a dream. It's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah!
But the point is, I'm not saying you all have to go on the X Factor if you're a hopeless idiot. I'm saying if you've got a little bit of talent and you pursue it, it might take you somewhere. If you want to be a vet or a doctor or a pop star, you might have a chance. You may as well have a Stanford than said, oh, it's all right, I'll just sit around in the underpants.
Yeah, they're doing a new one, the X-ray factor, where you can actually, you know, become a top radiologist.
But I've said this for an idea. I think
Go
that's-
on.
they should do that. Because how many singers do we need in the world? You see, that's the thing. We're talking
Yeah.
about the future.
Yeah.
I think we're not going to talk anymore. I think it's going to be like living in an opera. The way things are going on now, everyone wants to sing.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you did a TV programme to try and get a doctor, you know...
X-ray factor.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all about, you know, getting in young kids, do live surgery. You know, there's big queues anyway. People are queuing up to have operations done.
Yeah.
So you say, look, Hilda, you have got a problem with your left bunion. You can either wait for your proper doctor and hospital, but it's going to be a 2-year waiting list.
Or you can have Jedward do it
Are you
for you.
free Saturday night, live?
Because we've got two 17-year-olds who are going to do it.
Hilda! She comes out, they
His
start...
little voice. I've never heard him do a
So
Do
I'm
it again.
wait, I'm
Okay, good. So this is what is this? This is a talent show where people can have a go at being a doctor. Right?
Well, this
They
is
need-
like something from the Middle Ages.
But they need volunteers who would rather have an apprentice, someone have a go.
Well, it's not even an apprentice, it's someone with no training at all.
Yeah.
They learn how to do major operations in a week.
But no, not major ones. That's for the final. You do a heart.
Oh, of course, yeah,
you
you've got to build
transplant.
sure.
But you
A
build
heart
up.
transplant for the final. That's
So anyway,
amazing.
so it's Hilda, and Hilda's not the person, she's not operating, she's just the person who needs a
No,
bungee.
she's the foot problem. Yeah.
So she comes in, they have a quick chat
I had a
with
chat
her.
with her. How's your life been? Bit of Coldplay under her. She's going, oh, it's terrible. I can hardly walk and all that. And you go, right.
Here's a fellow who looks like a baby.
And then
And you think this is a good, you don't see any problems with this so far? You've not identified any concerns yet?
if it means you get younger people into other jobs other than singing,
I agree with you. I think it's crazy that everyone now just wants to be famous, a singer or something, and we don't need them. They're just contriving it. All they're doing is knocking the last one off the top number one spot. It's just a factory.
But I'm not talking about everyone should try and be a singer, am I? What I'm saying is, sometimes you're allowed to pursue your dreams, and they might be, you may fulfil those dreams. There's nothing wrong with that. It may be that you want to operate on a woman called Hilda or a bungee. Pursue that dream. But according to your negative views, we shouldn't even try and do that either.
what
Go
I'm
on.
saying is,
Go on. What's he saying?
Leona was an example. I'm not saying everyone should try and be like Leona.
No, listen to his point, Stephen, because he's got a very good point coming up.
Here it
now.
comes. This is it.
Okay. He hasn't said a normal word yet, but he's going to say some now, and they're all going to be profound.
people's dreams aren't their own dreams.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean by that?
Okay, keep going. No, keep going. Keep going. No. He'll explain. You don't need to ask me questions. He'll explain.
Because they think they know what they want because they see it on the telly. They see, someone singing a song and they go, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, change the dreams. Change the dreams.
Yeah.
Surgery. They're watching that. They're seeing Hilda happy with a better foot. The doctor's getting all the praise. They go, I want a bit of that action. That's what it's about. They don't want to be singers. They want to be known. They want to be famous.
Yeah.
So, fine, have a bit of fame, but do some good. Fix Hilda's foot.
So was that the end of the point?
Yeah, because all we've done, we've changed the dreams. Dreams that...
Well, you've hit on a good point there, because what is astounding is that when people are inundated with praise for people who are just clothes horses, they are just skinny nobodies who don't do anything except have their picture taken, and they're role models for, I'm not talking about, anyone in particular, but it's just these people who want to be seen with other celebrities and marry celebrities and be a celebrity. People think that's an easy life because they're getting rewarded for it. And yet, someone who's stuck in a laboratory trying to come up with a cure for AIDS, they don't know or care about them. And
Okay. Can I just point out, though, that if we're going to have a go at people being successful, making money, and being well known for doing nothing of any value, I point you to the man sat opposite me here.
And that's, hey, I tell you, there's times when I, lie awake at night thinking, what was my dreams?
Yeah, but
I have to be a
but
little
I've got a
doctor.
new boiler.
hold on,
And 2 houses.
I'd love to be a little doctor.
Yeah, I mean, it's past me now. There's no way I can go back.
Well,
But it would have been
you're
brilliant.
wrong. Karl Pilkington.
Hilda?
What is it? What now, Hilda? What's up with you? I've got terrible piles. There's some sort of blockage up there. I haven't gone to the I haven't gone to the toilet for a week. Well, Carl, can you unblock Hilda's arse? Now live, unblocking Hilda's arse. Karl Pilkington.
I thought she had bad feet.
No, no. Jedward fixed her feet. There's a lovely job, that's why they stayed in last week. Her arse is worse than her feet. It's because she's been off her feet for so long, because she couldn't walk. Her arse took the brunt of it, and it's just terrible. Piles have burst, and it's blocked up there where all she just eats is cheese because she's so depressed.
I'd probably knock it on the head there.
Why?
I'd just say, like going back to the street thing, I've gone down the wrong avenue. I go, this isn't for me. I didn't know I'd be, eye to eye with this. It's not for me, and that's how you find out that it's not for you, by doing it.
Right.
But at least I gave it a go.
So this the same as you had one fight with Leroy, you went along to a dance studio that was shut, you've seen Hilda's arse, and it's turned you off proctology.
Once again, you've just abandoned it.
Yeah, well, there's no point.
Have a go. Just feel inside Hilda's back passage. Feel the blockage.
Right. No, because the audience have already decided. They've seen a weakness in me. They're going to vote me out.
No.
There's no point me getting dirty fingers for this.
Well, that's about it for the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Future. The next audio book in this series is the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Human Body. Look forward to that.
Will do.
It's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Goodbye.
And the little round-headed, shaven chimp that is forever Karl Pilkington.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed.
Hello, I'm Ricky Gervais. As the Canadian physician William Osler once said, the desire to take medicine is perhaps the greatest feature which distinguishes man from animals. From keyhole surgery to stem cell research, modern medicine enables the 20th century man to play God. But how did we get here? What incremental advances through the ages gave birth to the medical wonders of today? Here to discuss the history and practice of medicine are Stephen Merchant, graduate from the University of Warwick and now award-winning writer.
Thank you very much indeed.
And Karl Pilkington, a man with no qualifications, very little education, but who is now known the world over as a shaven chimp with a head like a fucking orange.
All right.
Well, there is obviously so much to discuss, Ricky. I wonder, in an effort just to provoke some initial thoughts, if I can offer another quote from the great Carl Sagan, who said, advances in medicine and agriculture have saved vastly more lives than have been lost in all the wars in history. So quite a...
Yeah, just shows you shouldn't really worry about war.
What do you mean?
It's not a big problem, is it? Obviously. So, that's a good point there, Carl. War's not as bad as a lot of people make out. What do you think, Carl? Overrated? Too much fuss about all...
Well, I don't know anyone who's died in a war, but I know loads of people who have died from, cancer and what have you. So is that going on Carl's quote? Does that work? Is he right? What did he say?
Good, well we're off to a fascinating start. I think it's probably best, Rick, if we return to the very beginning of time, the dawn of man, because of course, even in primitive, prehistoric ages, medicine was practiced in some ways, from the research people have done, cave paintings and the like. Karl, I wonder if you would just give us your initial thoughts on, the medicine of the ancient world.
You sound like you haven't studied it, or you've been...
You've been modest.
You've been modest?
I haven't really thought about it.
What do you think?
It didn't have much. I know that Tutankhamun, he died of having a knee injury. So they didn't have that much medicine knocking about back then.
Right, where did you get this information from? It sounds vague.
I read it at an exhibition I went to, and
did you read the whole sentence, or
no? I just saw they had some video footage made up. It wasn't from the time, and they just sort of said this is probably what happened.
Sure. Did you put the headphones on and listen though, or do you just guess it?
I just looked because I couldn't have the headphones.
Of course not.
Why couldn't you have the headphones?
They're expensive.
How much?
About 50 quid, I think, deposit and everything.
Well, you get that back though if you return them. All you have to do is take them off your head and hand them in.
I don't like the idea of handing money over because it's like when you get a flat and that and you put a deposit in. You never get the full deposit back. I don't like deposits.
Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to take 50 quid off because you put wallpaper on your headphones.
No,
it's not the same, is it?
So you're going to deprive yourself of education because you don't trust
I saw it.
the Natural History Museum.
He came off a chariot. The dangerous things.
He came off a chariot. You saw that on the... How do you know he died? How could you tell from visual images that Tutankhamun died from a knee injury?
It's just, honestly, you're going to make yourself look daft here, because that's what happened.
Imagine that, in a room with Karl Pilkington from the computer,
No,
or run out of the bookshop.
I read the first line where I get enough information, I just think...
What do you mean you read the first line where you get enough information? Imagine if you were someone's defence lawyer, and he was like, he's on death row, and went, I don't think he did it.
Yeah.
I read the first line, I didn't read the file completely.
Even in a hotel in Texas, right? Go on.
It's enough.
Some other
It's
stuff.
enough, it's enough, it's enough, it's enough.
I just thought they always took ages on deciding where to go. It's just like, but there's a better way.
I don't know what you're saying now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I actually don't know what you're talking
People
about.
play chess, they take ages to make the move. So I'm just thinking, there's probably a quicker way
Of what?
than finding where a boat is, than getting a chess player in.
I don't know what you mean now. Are you talking about battleships now?
They should have got an expert battleships player in.
Yeah. What? But I can't.
Right, forget that one.
Or someone
No, I'm not being funny, but what is that? What are you telling me there?
Someone who's really good at risk. They should have brought them in.
Yeah, Cluedo.
Yeah.
Another fact.
Oh, that's enough then, is it?
Well, they use expert Cluedo players, but the police use
I
expert
don't know,
Cluedo
you
players.
do, yeah.
If ever there's a murder in a country house...
Do you think they use that old Chinese fella on the front of Mastermind?
Mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, for logic problems. The Enigma code was broken by top Mastermind players.
Right, second
And the guy who's had a couple of rounds of Yahtzee and done very well.
Second fact about the war.
For engineering, they use a lot of Jenga players.
Absolutely. Whenever they want
Will the building collapse? Oh no, let's pull this, let's see.
If
Yes,
they
it
wanted
will.
to identify...
What are you doing?
If they wanted to identify spies, bring me the champion of Guess Who.
Was it a woman with glasses? No, right, sit
Has he got
down.
a beard? Is it Bernard?
Right, Carl, sorry, go on.
Another war fact. So
Go on.
You're saying it's rubbish, but look, you love that.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Second
you're
one,
absolutely right.
the first bomb that was dropped on Berlin,
Yeah,
it didn't kill a person, but it killed an elephant.
I think that's true.
That is true.
Right, okay.
And the last one.
Is that all you know about that? See, that's interesting, isn't it?
But that's enough.
But no, it's not though. Because I mean, listen. Most people go, "Oh, what was the elephant doing there? Did it land in a zoo? Was it a pet? Was it a lost elephant? Did they aim at the elephant? How did they kill it?
Was it Hitler's favourite elephant?
Was it Hitler's favourite elephant? Did it then have one ball?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things. Why didn't he catch it with his trunk?
Did it have an effect on German morale?
Yeah. Oh, that
Yes.
elephant is kaput.
Oh, come on! I don't want to fight anymore.
Cheering breaks, painkiller on XFM. Carl's getting a little bit stressed, aren't you?
No, I just, got to keep focused, got to keep the show good and that.
Yeah.
And in the new year, the idea was come up with some good snappy stuff.
Yeah.
And today, I just think it's going to mess with you, to be honest. I mean, this is the sort of thing I'd prefer to do after the show as the producer.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what? I think it's a discipline problem.
Is
I'm
it
not sure what he's got.
because I just put sellotape on your head?
well, that's a bit to do with it. But just let's just focus.
But I
on
didn't put it when there was any hair on your eyebrows. I put it across your forehead.
Right. What do you think of that then?
Yeah.
We've got one more bit left.
Brilliant.
One more fact. The French, right, when they were at war,
David Sharma, I just imagine him just introducing it. Amazing.
Which war was this?
it was still the World War.
One or two. Go on, it's 50-50, go on. Yeah.
Right, World War II, what the French did, everyone needs a code.
Everyone needs a code. Yep.
A code when you're in the army.
This is a Disney song.
Right. And to sort of give the go ahead if you want to go into battle and stuff.
Okay.
Right? So.
Needs a code.
But the weird
Game
thing is,
show.
right, the weird thing is, do you know what theirs was?
Go on. Do you?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's
So what
a
was
bit weird.
the French code?
For what?
To sort of say, right, yeah, go on.
But they had more than one.
on this day.
But I don't know what day it is.
On
All
this
right.
day.
It's just like saying, what am I thinking of? What was the battle? What was the...
Okay, so all right. What?
Look at him, look, he's genuinely confused that I've asked this question. Right.
It was...
No. If you ask me a question, ask me the question correctly. What was the code for battle during what battle?
World War II.
No, that's not a battle. That's a war.
Yeah, it was in a war, yeah.
I don't know what to do. He confuses people.
All right. Okay. What was it, Carl? What was the?
Yeah.
What
What
was
are
the
you
French
thinking
code?
of? Right.
John's got a moustache.
What are you talking
My
about?
lungs are gonna burst.
That was a code that the French used. You know, like, I mean, I just think it's a bit daft, right? Because you could come up with that by mistake.
yeah. Two French blokes talking in the trenches, and they see a major walk past, and they go, "Oh, look, John's got a moustache," and they all go and go, "No, I was just talking. What are you talking about?"
Well, the way I don't think that's a good code. I'm not.
I don't believe it is the code.
No, it is, seriously.
And what?
And
It's
would
just
it,
like
would, it
all
have
the
been,
talks
would it have
about
been
it.
said in French?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Guess him. Yeah.
No, but
What?
you see, I can't even be bothered.
What are you saying, Carl?
Because it's not a very good code. Do you know, like we've talked in the past about, you know, things you don't see, and I said, an old man eating a Twix.
Yeah.
If they use that's safe. Because no one is ever going to see a man having an old man having a Twix.
What do you mean?
Well, use that as a code. Don't use a saying, John's got a moustache, that could crop up. And it's like the war's kicked off. How did that happen? Well, I said John had a moustache. Oh.
Do you think folks would never be saying John's got a moustache? Why would they?
Because back then they were fashionable.
He really makes sense, doesn't he?
I assume it would have been Jean.
Yeah. No, probably John.
And how would this code have been? I mean, who would have announced
No, I
this
just
to
read it.
everyone?
I read it like that, Steve. That's what was on the internet. This is a code that was used. John's got
But
a
don't be
moustache.
angry with me.
I know, but you're always asking questions.
That's because I'm interested in history.
Yeah. No, you're genuinely interesting bloke, Carl. We'd like to know. I'd like to film you secretly. You know, like they do, like Nature Watch, when they put it in like a, you know, what I mean, badges sort of thing,
Right,
right?
yeah.
And they just watch it. I'd like to see what you do, pop around like. I wish I could download the music in your head, because it'd be and you see something weird, you go and then you read that and you go and you write it down, and that's what comes out. John's got a moustache.
I'd like to see next Christmas.
Imagine the French, right, for their battle cry, for their battle code, you know, it's going ahead, they're going over the top, is you never see an old bloke eating a Twix. Imagine that.
Yeah, but all these things are things that I think in my head.
Keep them in there.
Do you know, like
Please.
before when I was talking about going out on, you know, Christmas Day,
Yeah.
having a meal on the way back, seeing a homeless person.
Yeah.
And then I think, God, that wouldn't be good. I know, TV show, right? You can think of things like that. When I saw the homeless fella, then I got talking to Suzanne about when I had to sleep in my car.
What do you mean? Go on.
Let's play a record and come back to any sleeping.
It's gone. I can't wait.
Play a song for the
I was
Lord.
watching last night on cable TV 1987's amazing Sign of the Times Prince in concert film. It was dynamite. I thought to myself, how brilliant he is. It reminded me of the gig I went to see last year. He played this tune. It's from the album Parade. Okay, I don't want to discuss whether or not Prince is acceptable on XFM or whether he's a genius. He is a genius. That's the end. That's the end of the discussion. Play the tune. He's dynamite. It's a song for the neighbours.
I remember, I was going to tell you, I was on the way here. You know, do you remember John? He's got a moustache now.
I can't believe it. Lads, no! It's not on. It was. The valve's not on.
Look at your face, Carl.
The elephant did die.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah. Steve, a brand new feature I've just done. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. You see, you say Ricky Gervais doesn't put any work into the show. He's just done that.
I'm
during
going to
that
tell
song.
Carl some amazing facts from the world of science, nature, politics. 4 are real. 1 is absolutely ridiculous. Cat Stevens from Catch Bullet 4 album, Sitting. Little interesting fact for the nerds. We got it down to 2 songs to do this intro music to The Office. It was that one and Handbags and Cloud Rains. We went for Handbags and Cloud. Interesting, isn't it?
It is a fascinating fact, except
Yeah.
of course I still feel we should use that one, except we couldn't because Cat Stevens' People wouldn't let us, or it was too expensive or something.
I don't know. We re-recorded Rod Stewart one. That was too expensive.
I still prefer that one.
Yeah. Difficult.
Decisions.
Anyway,
decisions.
that's ridiculous. Right. 5 facts. Right. 1 is totally made up. All right.
Just do 3. 3. And
well, there's okay, right. Let's see. What should I do then? There are more moves possible in a game of chess than there are particles in the universe. You can't get any colder than liquid nitrogen. I think it's -273. You can't. It's impossible to get colder than that. The honey badger has got skin so loose that if you grabbed it by the neck, it could come away from its skin, turn round and bite you out of its anus.
That's ridiculous. Right, Rockbusters then. Wrapping it up.
It needs some work, that game, but I see it's got a lot of mileage.
Right, then the first one, £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey.
Go on.
That was D.
Yeah.
That was Daylight.
Wait, I thought delight, and I thought it doesn't work.
Second one.
I thought delight doesn't work.
Second one.
There's no wait. Dear light, it doesn't work. It's delight.
Second one was.
No, Carl, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but if we're going to continue with this feature, you've got to tweak them a bit, right? People have got it. We've had loads of emails, more than ever. So, do you know what I mean? Let them decide. If they don't like it, they won't email in, but they're loving it.
They've all come from the same institution.
Go on.
It'll fit some chocolate to your feet. That was A. That was Aerosmith. Right?
Aerosmith. You've heard of a blacksmith?
But a smith is just a workman. It doesn't necessarily. No, you can have anything. You can have a locksmith. A smith doesn't just mean it does shoes.
Right. Do you think?
Aero cobbler would have worked. Unfortunately, there isn't a band called Aero Cobbler.
Get ready with a winner. Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett.
I'll give you that.
I have to say that I don't know if these guys have won in the past, but they were the first people to email in. Normally I just give it to anyone, but these guys, literally, you've given the clues, Carl. I'm amazed. Everyone seemed to get Aerosmith. Everyone got D-Light. Everyone got Wilson Pickett. I'm absolutely stunned. They deserve it. They deserve the junk prizes. So we'll give it to Jonathan and Louise, who, as I say, may have won in the past, but as I say, they were very, very quick. You've got to be there if you want to win. And they're from Wrexham.
Brilliant.
So good luck to them.
So
I hope they enjoy Jerry's yoga diet.
Back next week then. Yeah.
See you later.
See you.
Cheers. Travis, Love will come through on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, etc. Got some great tunes actually lined up.
Excellent.
I've brought in some Amy Mann, some Neil Young. I'm playing my favourite Clash track. What have you got for us, Steve?
I got a dynamite hip-hop tune by
Yeah.
The Roots, which I think you'll enjoy.
Love it.
Got a little bit of Joni Mitchell, maybe swing that on later.
Oh, excellent. I nearly brought into Joni Mitchell. It's a good job I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't have made any difference. It wouldn't have made any difference.
No,
we played it.
Yeah.
Fine. Go away. Carl, what have you got lined up for us as the producer?
Right. Well, Rockbusters.
Been off this week again?
Has he?
Yeah.
Another week off?
Another week off, yeah.
No, I didn't have a full week off. I had 3 days off because I was working all over Christmas.
Yeah.
And still didn't stop working, preparing stuff. You've got a nice load of prizes there that I've sorted out. I had to come in especially to sort that out.
Yeah.
Rockbusters.
Did you
will
rifle
continue.
through the drawers up at Capital Gold instead of down?
Yeah. Rockbusters, we're still doing that.
Yeah, he's picking it up.
Yeah.
He's picking it up. Yeah, still doing that.
We've got that. Last week, we sort of changed Educating Ricky a bit. Just a little
Don't
bit.
say we. I don't want to be incriminated in it.
Well, I changed it in the sense that rather than giving you too much information about different things, it's hard to sort of keep it all in.
Yeah.
I'm giving you sort of information on one thing. So
Yeah.
last
No,
week,
because some of your stuff was a little bit too intense. My favourite story was there was a blind girl, she hit her head and got better, and I couldn't take all that in at once. So you should really ration some of the education.
We sort of
Was
started
it
a
last
new-
week war-related stories?
Yeah, it was War. Do you think of that then?
What
And
do
it
you
was
think of that?
Sure.
3 things.
And it was the French battle going over the top was John's got a moustache, which you think was ambiguous because someone might have said that anyway.
Well, look, you've remembered it. so it's working. So we'll be doing that. And last week
Loads of French people have just gone to war who were listening to this.
Yeah.
you said you wanted to learn some science this week.
Did I?
Yeah. so the title this week for that is Acid. I would sort you some science out. Acid. Because that's.
How long did that take you to call?
Listen, but you know, people love Karl. There's comedians come to me and go, Karl's the funniest man. They absolutely love him, right? But I think we're only seeing half of it, right? If we can get him on television, his face then, when he told me that title, was like a child at Christmas.
Yeah.
He was so proud of it. He was excited what I was going to... It was brilliant.
It's a bit like when a child's drawn a picture in art class. You know you've got to stick it on the fridge, but you basically think it's crap.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
All right, Karl?
Is that good?
Yes.
So we'll be doing that. Do we need them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you got another one?
We have got another one. Looking at snails.
Oh, yeah.
Snails.
Do we need
Because I know you're not a
snails?
fan of snails, are you?
Well, after a bit of research, I found some good stuff out about like they sleep for 13 years, some of them.
Yeah.
And that. So we'll be looking
Ricky,
into
you
that.
tried that one.
We've got ritual.
Yeah.
Which is something that I told you about.
Last week's was brilliant. It's good to have a flathead in India.
It's good to have a flathead in India.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play one of my favourite Smith tracks.
Can I just make a request? I'd quite like if you've got time to bring back just for 1 week only White Van Karl.
Sure.
Because there's some quite interesting topics this week.
Oh, is there things happening in the world?
There's some
Karl,
things
I think there
happening.
is. There is a light that never goes out. Someone's left one of those little things in here. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Amazing. What are they called, those things?
I was thinking of being in the front row at a Morrissey concert and going, can I just play along? They are brilliant.
I don't know what kind of sound that is.
I don't know. It's only used for when Kenneth Williams sees someone undressing. That's the only time that is used, that noise. That is brilliant.
But it's like it was specially created for the Carry On films.
Yeah, we need... I don't know what it is, but we need something when I walk in and see someone changing. Well, what about this? There is a light that never goes out by the Smiths. I phoned Karl up in the week, and I said, what are you doing? He went, well, even though it's one of my days off, I'm just doing some research on the web. Found anything that said, I'm doing science. And then he said, you can get wigs for dogs in Tokyo. That's his scientific fact. And I went, what do you mean? Dogs, they need a wig? I said, if they need a wig, what? Dogs going bald? And he went, like, this is fine to him. He went, it's a stressful city, Tokyo. The world's all right with Karl. He's always got an explanation. I've only ever seen him confused once. When, in Edinburgh, he looked out of his window one day and he saw a bloke putting a parking ticket on some rubbish.
Yeah.
And that genuinely confused him.
Yeah.
He couldn't work out, could you?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
And the woman breastfeeding her 8-year-old child. You didn't like, did you?
But the what's the name? Animals with wigs. I kind of thought, after I put the phone down to you, I kind of thought about it, thought, yeah, it's a bit daft, that.
Are you sure you're not the ageing pop group?
No.
The Animals?
But when you think, have you ever seen like a bald pet?
No.
It's weird.
What do you mean?
Because my mum, we used to get through loads of cats because we lived there.
Oh God, it started early today, isn't it? What do you mean? It's only 10 past 1.
What are you doing?
We're in a restaurant.
We lived on.
Oh God, what do you mean?
No, we lived on like a main road.
Oh yeah.
Right? So we used to get through a lot of them. My dad kept saying, stop wasting money. It's not.
Stop wasting money, not wasting cats.
Right. So anyway, we had this cat that was ill all the time, and
It's just back nerves from
Yeah, Bellingra. Yeah, I'm terrified.
I'm going to which house?
Rome. Oh God, bloody hell. Rome.
Don't let me go to the Pilkingtons.
And it, for some reason, it kept being sick all the time. Right?
Yeah, that is nerves. That's definitely nerves.
So my mum thought, I've had enough of this, and she shaved it.
Whoa! Whoa. Now, I know you're not vets in your family, but what correlation did your mum think there was between you being sick and shaving it?
Because it kept being sick, and it was a pain to wash, because it kept getting
So
caught
she
up.
wanted a dry white cat.
So,
Why did she just varnish it? What?
it's weird though.
So now he's cold and sick.
No, but not all of it. She left sort of the back half, but sort of from its waist, sort of.
I love that shaving because it's sick on its own.
And
That is
it was
genius.
the weirdest looking thing. I mean, normally I like cats. I'm always like giving yours a stroke on the head and that.
Yeah.
And as soon as she did that, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
can't touch it. And then
So now it's sick, cold, and hated.
Yeah.
I love. Carl.
It must have, I mean, the other cats must have been taking the mick out of it constantly. It's just making things worse. Did it get, I'm hoping that it got run over and was put out of its misery.
I think it got all right, that one. Or is that the? Yeah, it did get run over.
Oh God. Oh dear.
How many cats do you say you've got through?
I'd say whilst I was living at home, I mean, it's still on the increase even though I'm not there. So whilst I was there, probably 5.
God. Oh.
Yeah.
And were you upset each time, or you just got used to it?
It's one of them things, isn't it? Like I've said before, when you first see something, it's a bit of a shock. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Elephant Man or whatever.
Yeah.
First time you see him, it's that sort of, oh, look at that.
Do you remember the first time you saw Steve? No, I'm not being funny. Do you remember the first?
Yeah, but I've said this before. It's always then you get used to how people look, and you don't. No.
I'm not going to burst. You have to play a record.
No,
because I see Steve's face.
No, but I got used to it.
Shut up.
Let You Down. Gold Rush on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais. Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Brilliant.
Rick, I was in, I don't know whether I should tell you this because it might rock you to the very core.
Go on.
But I was in an Indian restaurant the other night, and you've not seen the film. Have you seen the film Notting Hill?
I haven't, no.
Right, in the film Notting Hill, have you seen that, Carl? Do you remember the bit, Julia Roberts plays a movie star, rather like
She's
Julia
the
Roberts.
most famous.
Yeah,
I know
and she's
her.
in a restaurant having dinner with Hugh Grant, and she overhears some people in the restaurant slagging her off and saying, you know, she's a slapper, probably all actresses are. And she's sort of stewing on it, and Hugh Grant wants to say something, and she says, no, I won't let you. And then as she's walking out, she goes and says something to them, and of course their faces drop, they can't believe it's her. Anyway, I was in an Indian restaurant the other night, and they were slagging you off, Rick. Well, what they were saying is they were going, oh, Ricky Gervais, the thing about Ricky Gervais is he's just like the character he plays.
Right.
He's just like David Brent in real life. And I was listening in, and I was thinking, well, I want to say something. I want to go over and have a word and say, you know, you're partially right, but I couldn't. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't. What can I do? I couldn't really go over there and get into a rumble.
I want to say, what do you mean that I'm like him? I use his face and his vocal cords, but I mean, I can't help that.
But it's that thing as well of I don't know where they've got this information from.
But no.
Because you're not.
It's
so
received.
they're wrong.
Well,
So-
it's they've received it from somewhere, or they've read it or something. It's just. But I don't know. I mean, I can't really be annoyed that they're just wrong.
But it was very weird,
It's
because
like being annoyed at a vicar believing in God. I can't get annoyed with him. I just don't believe.
But because obviously they didn't recognise me, it's rather like, you know, when they talk about that idea that if you could go to your funeral, what would people be saying about you? It's the closest you could get to that.
Well,
you can hear what people are saying about your friends.
But won't you to get around to that? You go, he is. Yeah. What do you think of the other fella? Sometimes with him.
Yeah.
That tall fella. He's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
a shame actually because on the occasions I do get recognised from minor appearances, I never get any cool fans. I just get the nerds. I get the real nerdlingers. I don't get, you know, beautiful women coming
You're putting
up.
them off though. Putting them off. You've got to take what you can.
Well-
you'll have nothing.
No, I know, but this girl came out the other day and she said, hey, are you that guy who's involved with The Office? I went, oh, yes, I am. She went, my boyfriend loves you, he's over here. And she pointed him out. I was devastated. I thought, I'm in here.
Yeah.
There was nothing going on. But there was a guy who was in HMV and he was working with the T, been working on the till, and he saw me. He said, would you sign this DVD? I went, oh, no problem, mate. I said, and I was trying to make conversation. I was trying to be frothy. And I said to him, oh, selling well, is it? And he went, it is. Although we've had quite a lot of returns.
I said, well, don't tell me that. I don't
What,
know that.
what do you mean? That they didn't like it?
And
or
I
they
said, what, you would have been bringing it
No,
back?
I think it's glitches.
He said, they've been bringing it back. I said, what was the problem? He said, they didn't really like it.
No!
Yeah, some of them didn't really like it.
You can get it back if you don't like it.
No, I mean, I don't know whether they gave him the money back, but certainly that's what he dealt with, that's what he'd encountered.
And then he said, we didn't give the money back, they just wanted to drop it off. What, they didn't want the money back?
And they just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, they didn't
Just
say...
didn't want it in the house.
It's like,
They don't want this rubbish in their house.
oh, but we still get the money for it.